Welcome, guys, to the 31st episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast for September 23rd. I wrote it down right. It is the 23rd.
Yes. You nailed it on the head.
I don't have to redo the template this week and start the podcast over.
You are 100% correct this week.
This is going to be a good week. I'm going to tell you guys, this is going to be a great podcast. I'm going to tell you right now why. This right here, Dr. Funk Dunkel. It's my favorite beer. It's the first time I got to drink it on the podcast because it's seasonal.
Ooh.
So they only just started selling it again for this year. And
What's is it I don't know, pumpkin, or is it any kind of fall flavors, or it's just
no, it's just a darker beer. It's just a Bavarian dark lager that a local brewery makes. And it's called Dr. Funk Dunkel. It's got a whole story about how Dr. Funk Dunkel hustled his way through the mean streets of Beer Town. Dr. Funk, the grand uncle of Dunkel, can smooth out any situation all by his sassy as molasses bad self. Let the good doctor prescribe a heavy dose of malts with this dark lager that's good for what ails ya.
And this week's podcast is promoted by...
This week's podcast is sponsored by Phillips. The, beer I drink every week. We're not sponsored by them. I wish.
No,
I could get free beer. That would be sick.
Dude, that'd be pretty good. Yeah. I could showcase it. I couldn't really drink it. Plus, I mean, if it's a local thing.
It's a local thing. And they expire pretty quick. Because there's not really many preservatives in them, so they're only good for
It's pretty au naturel.
Yeah, well, I'd have to get it to you within the month. I'd have to buy a case, ship it to the United States, which would cost me a goddamn lot because. Plus, it's hard to. You can't mail food. You're not supposed to mail food the regular way, and so it ends up costing a lot.
Well, it looks like I'll never have that.
But it's fucking delicious.
I'll take your word for it.
I like it more than the beer that everyone else drinks by this company because I find it too hopsy. Makes it bitter.
Could be a problem.
Yeah.
But dark, is that thick beer?
No. It's really malty.
Just dark?
Yeah. It's dark in color. I don't know. It's fucking good. I'm not a beer expert. I focus my time on scotch, but I don't like to drink that on the podcast because then I'll just get too drunk.
Then we will not be a productive podcast.
I mean, it's a good plan.
Nah.
Get really, really drunk. It works for the fantasy fiction podcast. That podcast is amazing. They're only 5 episodes into that podcast at this point, but I don't give a shit. That shit's awesome. It's just 2 dudes who take a writing prompt and write a short story every week. Each one of them writes a story, and it's about fantasy stuff. And it's always retarded. If you like lots of swearing and for some reason a fantasy world where a lot of things in the real world exist, it's the podcast for you. They advertise it as being about how to help budding writers develop their skills with stupid ass writing exercises, but really it's just 2 guys who get drunk and make stupid jokes and swear a lot
and film themselves doing it. What could be better in life?
No, audio only.
Don't. Oh, really?
Yeah. But I can deal with that. It's about half an hour, 45 minutes long. It's fucking good. If you're looking for a podcast, you should listen to that. Stop listening to this. Go listen to that.
Yeah, this isn't worth your time. Just get out of here. We'll link you. We'll link you right now. There's gonna be a giant link box right here.
No, there won't. I'm too fucking lazy. That's
okay. Wow.
Annotations are hard. Fuck. What have you been playing this week, man?
Counter Strike. No. The update came out. Operation Bravo, which is their new Operation Payback, as in the new give us more money type deal for maps, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm not doing that this time. The maps look kind of cool, but I think some of them are already in circulation. But I believe these are strictly competitive maps. Well, as in strictly.
There's no like hostage stuff or anything like that. It's just bomb stuff.
Because I don't think any of the ones before were. I can't remember. The ones I hated the ones before. Oh yeah, they were hostage because it was like museum. I don't know. I didn't really like those maps before.
Some of the maps that they did before, I feel like I played them in Source.
Yeah, definitely.
And that they were like remade community maps from Source.
I think they were. Some of these look cool, but one of them's like an office-looking place. One of them's from the Cold War, I believe. So like these maps actually look cool, but the price point's like $6 for this, and that's the whole like buy that you can play on our servers. I'm like, I'm fine with not doing that. So, but I did start streaming, and I think I'm gonna start doing that more regularly now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta get it down though, because I'm still having like a little bit of in-game lag, and that's the main reason why I don't, because that kind of matters the most in that game. But
it could be CPU related.
I think it might be, because it's definitely not my graphics card. It's just kind of like, it almost feels like it's throttling, and I get like...
You're like losing frames, right?
Yeah, exactly. Where like there's just like a drop of frame, and it feels like lag, but I know it's not. Like I know it's...
It doesn't feel like quite as responsive as it should.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's probably because you dropped frames. You probably went from like 60 to somewhere near 30, and that's fucking always really... That's a huge deal, actually. It's a lot more than people think it is. Because even if the game looks like it's running smoothly, like, the input's not there.
Yeah, and like for that it matters. My mom, I don't know.
Well, especially for Counter-Strike.
Yeah. I mean, the stream I did today actually was doing decent on it. I tried OBS. I don't remember what the hell it stands for.
Open Broadcasting something.
Yeah, software. So that actually worked pretty well, so I was pretty happy with that. But yeah, I mean, I was gone most this weekend without a computer, without my desktop, I should say. So I didn't really have time to play that, but it's just mostly been Counter-Strike. Kind of Warframe once in a while, but I thought we played... I picked up the Humble Bundle, the Indie Bundle.
Yeah.
And they just added more games to it. And there's one game I'm really excited about. It's about chickens, I believe.
Oh, I heard that game's just kind of okay. I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
Mm-hmm. Rocket Birds.
Yep, that's the one. I heard that's just kind of okay.
Oh. Well, I'll probably check that out eventually. But it's kind of... I was talking about that today with someone else. Like, I buy those games expecting to play them, and then I kind of just put them on the back burner for like a year. So, I don't know what else really got released with it. I think it was a couple games I already had.
Yeah, I didn't buy it because I owned the 2 games that I thought were really good. The only one that I don't own is Fez. But, you know what? I'm not going to fucking play Fez. And it's not even like I can't comment on the quality of the game. And it has nothing to do with me thinking Phil Fish is a dick. It's just like, I'm too goddamn busy to play Fez. So it's not gonna fucking happen.
Like, it's a game I want to play, but at the same time, just I don't want to start another game because I'm just set in my ways. But I do have extra keys for Bastion and Limbo that I gotta get rid of somehow. So
fucking, let's just give them away.
You could. I mean, I don't.
We could do that.
Yeah.
We'll figure out how we'll give them away. Then we'll give them away.
We'll do it. But yeah, I haven't had much time though. Just been lots of school and lots of traveling. So, but you said you've been playing some games.
Yeah. So obviously I bought Wonderful 101 last week. I think we talked about that, but I didn't have time to play it because I bought it like the day that we did the podcast. I bought it, came home, we recorded the podcast. But I've been playing that a lot. That game's hard. Jesus Christ, it's so hard. Yeah, it's like the hardest game I played this year besides Monster Hunter.
Is there difficulties, or is it just...
Yeah, there's 3 difficulties that you start off with, and then I think you unlock and then you probably unlock 2 hard modes. There's very easy, and normal. I'm playing on normal. Yeah. Jesus Christ, that game is so hard.
That's a Japanese game. I mean,
it's by Platinum.
Whoa.
who made like Bayonetta and
Right.
a bunch of other good games.
It's
But
so-
God damn it, that game is really hard. It's really fair, but it's really hard. It's also incredibly forgiving. You
In a
like
good
can
way?
do, yeah, sort of. I'm okay with it being forgiving because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I'm like, fuck it. I died 3 times. Restart the whole level. Whereas like it gives you infinite continues.
okay.
But like you get scored at the end of every level, and the higher your score, the more like in-game currency you get to unlock like upgrades for your characters.
Okay.
Which is a normal thing for a spectacle fighter.
Yeah.
You
It's
basically like get graded on your performance and get better upgrades if you do well, and you get infinite continues in this, and the more you die, the less like points you get, and then the harder it gets to get upgrades. So if you do too badly all the time, then you have to like redo levels to get more points so you can get upgrades so that you can do okay on like future levels, which is very much like a traditional spectacle fighter thing. But this is still like really hard, and I'm not sure why, because I'm good at spectacle fighters and I understand the idea of like blocking and dodging and everything, but this game fucking destroys me. I'm awful at it. I get
maybe
like
just gotta go to
bronze
easy.
trophies on every single level.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe you just need to find that groove.
Um, I think unlike games, especially like the last spectacle fighter that I can think of that came out was the new DMC, the new Devil May Cry. That
Yeah.
game was super easy. Jesus Christ, I've never played a game that easy. Well, that's not true. I played games that easy, but that's by far the easiest DMC, and it's like the easiest spectacle fighter I've played in a long time. Um, like to the point where it was boring, mostly because it was really handholdy. It's like do
Yeah.
this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and even on boss fights, it's like do this specific thing. So like you didn't even have to like learn the boss fights, but Platinum doesn't do that. So you gotta get into a boss fight, and the boss just fucking wrecks your shit until you can figure out what you're supposed to do.
I like that because I feel, at least playing Darksiders 2, kind of similar but less, I guess, spectacle. Like, it's
Well,
not
no, Darksiders 2 is definitely a spectacle fighter. But it's definitely Darksiders 2 is definitely a lot easier than this.
yeah. Cause I mean, that's a little like, comparison I can kind of make.
Well,
And
it's
that
a
was
little
really-
bit it's a little bit more linear, and it's like more apparent what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, and it's I didn't really enjoy that. It made I don't know the boss fights not really feel that like heavily weighted. It was kind of more of like just another fight you did. And they explained how to do it really well, but
Yeah, in
I
this,
like
it I don't have a fucking clue how I'm supposed to like block some of the boss's attacks and stuff.
Mhm.
And so they just hit me and kill me. I'm like, fuck.
See,
So-
I like that because I kind of gotten into this habit of where playing games lately, I don't want to look stuff up online. So that'd be kind of one where I just want to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
It must be super frustrating, but
it's a really solid game as a result of basically just being hard.
yeah.
I think it's probably the hardest game I played this year besides Monster Hunter.
And it doesn't sound like it's that hard where
It's fair hard. It's like
yeah,
you don't die because of like input lag or anything like that. You die because you don't know what to do.
well, we've been talking about a lot of games, and I guess Borderlands and Bioshock Infinite kind of pop up where you play them on the harder difficulties and everything kind of gets bullet spongy. Where
Yeah.
that makes it hard because it's just you feel underpowered, but that's more hard because it's actually a difficult game. I guess mechanic wise, almost not because you're encumbered by it, but just because of I guess the certain situations like with boss. Like, that's cool. That's cool, but I hate when stuff becomes just like almost a nuisance to fight because it's not really. I don't know. It's not fair in the fact that you're underpowered. But
Yeah. But the game's really good. I love the combat. Drawing in that game's really easy. I don't know why some reviews that I read, they're like, the controls aren't very good and it doesn't register the drawings and I don't understand how you're supposed to draw shapes in 3D space. And it's like super fucking like lenient to what counts and what doesn't count as a drawing. So it's
What do
like,
you-
I need to draw a fist, and you like draw a circle, and so you have to like draw a circle, but it can be like a fucking pear, and it's like circle.
Now, what exactly can you draw? I mean, obviously you draw what you want to become, right? Like with certain weapons, but is there?
Well, like a circle is a fist,
Okay,
a straight
not-
line is a sword.
they don't really have like a huge selection. Then is it pretty small of what you draw, or is it kind of
There's a good number of things. Like a triangle's a hang glider.
makes sense?
Um,
Is it? I
an
mean,
L is like a gun.
you don't really have to draw these on the fly, do you? Is it
Yeah,
kind
you
of-
do. You draw
Oh.
them with a joystick, or on the touch screen.
Oh, okay.
The combat morphs are all really easy to draw with a joystick. Because it'll be like, draw a squiggly line. So you just like go up and down on the joystick. It's like, squiggly line.
Okay.
Because like you draw when you're drawing, the people like line up along the line that you draw. Like the heroes do. And so
Yeah.
like the bigger the drawing, the like more people that end up in the weapon. So then the stronger the weapon. Because it's
Okay.
bigger.
Yeah.
And
But
so
that makes obviously that makes sense.
yeah, that's how that works. And so all the combat morphs are really easy to draw using the joystick because it'll be like a question mark, or it'll be like a straight line with a circle on the end. It's a hammer. But it's so lenient that you can basically just draw like a question mark. So it's like a straight line and then like a half a circle on top.
So it's pretty good at guessing what you're trying to draw if you
Yeah.
don't really entirely draw. Yeah.
I haven't had any problems with it. The drawing's really quick. One of the mechanics that definitely will throw you off at first when you draw, because like your people line up, you can still get hit when you're drawing.
Oh,
So if you like draw your guys into enemies, it like breaks your drawing. So
not good.
you have to like try to draw in like between your enemies so that you can get your drawings really big, and then you can form giant weapons and kill people with them. The game's got a sick sense of humor. I love it. It's like it's basically Power Rangers, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And the aliens that are invading are really stupid. Their name is Geth Jerk, Geathjerk, and so everyone calls them jerks for short. So like they always refer to the bad guys as jerks in the game, but like very seriously.
Yeah.
And
It's. I mean, by saying it's like Power Rangers, you mean it's all really serious then,
um
and kind of huge and flashy.
it's huge and flashy and serious, but like sarcastic, like kind of ironically so. Like it's super self-aware.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing kind of just makes fun of like how stupid like a lot of Japanese anime was. Like Sailor Moon, there's some Sailor Moon stuff in there, specifically with the girl who's like Wonder Eyes pink. She like turns into the giant whip. That is so much a Sailor Moon reference. Like, and some people were like, it's totally sexist. I was like, no man, that's a Sailor Moon reference. Don't you get it? Because like the first time she shows up on screen, does like the whole Sailor Moon transformation thing with the upskirt shots, and
Yeah.
I was like, yep, that's what that is.
I was just reading. Does Steve Bloom or Blum do a voice? in
I
that
don't know,
game?
probably.
Okay, I fucking love him. So, but that's
Game's super funny. I like it. It's real goddamn hard. I also like that the alien's name, Gethjerk, stands for like giant evil aliens terrorizing humans with like gigawatt bombs. Something that starts with an E. And then like radioactive, or something about like radioactive rays, and yeah, like the whole thing is it's very funny. I like it. It's really, really enjoyable, and it's really hard. I played it for like 3 hours on I think I just finished the 3rd level, and I've played it for like, there's 9 levels broken into like a bunch of different like chunks.
Okay.
And like each level's pretty long. They're like an hour long. Hour and a half each. Depending on how well you're doing.
Yeah. Is there any? I mean,
There's Also, there's a multiplayer mode that I play this weekend. It's up to 5 players.
That's so cool. I was talking about that with my mom actually this weekend, which is kind of funny. But like about just having 5 players is such an awesome feature for that system.
Yeah, the only thing that is kind of concerning about Wonderful 101 in multiplayer is that there was like noticeable frame drops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it started to slow down a bit. I'm not sure though if I felt like there were frame drops just because it slows down everything when someone's drawing. So maybe someone else was drawing and I just like didn't realize it. Because like if you just hit like your right joystick to start drawing, like it'll slow everything down. So like if someone just like taps it and then it like will slow down for half a second.
That's annoying.
That could make it seem kind of like janky to the point where it's like frame drops, but not necessarily dropping frames. My friends had no clue how to fucking play the game. They were like really confused. Took like half an hour to explain what the fuck the hammer is supposed to be. I was like, it's a straight line with a circle on top.
Yeah.
Draw a straight line with a circle on top. They're like, how am I supposed to know if it's a hammer? I keep getting a whip. It's like, it'll turn yellow. Like, Jesus. Like, all of the weapons are color coded. So, like, red's a fist, blue's a sword, pink is a whip, green's a gun, yellow's a hammer, white's these, like, claws. But I've been playing that. That game is so fucking good. It's gonna... When I get around to finally doing the review, unless anything, like, any glaring issues come up in the next, while when I'm playing, I think it'll score pretty high. Because that game's got, like, amazing pacing, the gameplay's really good, and it's really, like, varied. The boss fights are awesome. Like, pretty much everything about that game is good. I can't think of anything bad about it. And it runs at a good frame rate, at least in single player.
Yeah.
It's over 30 FPS. It's probably under 60. It probably floats around 45. Which makes the game pretty responsive, actually. More responsive to like most console games, which is pretty important for a fighting game.
Yeah, I can say it. Well, like,
but I feel like it's a little less important for this game just because there's only one combat button, like, or one attack button, which is A, and then like block and dodge, which are just triggers.
It sounds like there's a lot going on too, and like, isn't there a lot going on at one time in that game, kind of?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of guys on screen. Besides that, I started playing Windwaker HD because that came out last Sunday.
Really? Yeah, I totally missed that. I mean, it's essentially the same game, just updated graphics, right?
Yeah. There's a few mechanical changes, just like control-wise, that make it all really smooth.
Yeah.
What else? That game runs at a really good FPS. I'm positive it's 60.
Wow.
It's actually 1080p, and it's 60 FPS.
I mean,
which
from what
is
I've
really
seen,
nice.
The game just looks beautiful too. The lighting they've done.
There's a lot of jaggies in the shadows, which pisses me off. It really bugs me because they're actually noticeable as a result of the game being 1080p. So like, they're actual jaggies. They're not just like something getting stretched out and being all blurry.
Yeah, it's kind of like just amplified by the fact that it's HD now.
Yeah, pretty much. Because this is one of the few games that I can think of that's actually 1080p besides... Well, okay, there's lots of games on the Wii U that are 1080p. Like the new Mario, Monster Hunter, this. I don't know if Wonderful 101 is. It might be. And, but you don't get a lot of console games that are 1080p. If you look at like the Xbox and the PlayStation 4, the games that are considered like the best looking games on those systems are all 720p or lower. GTA 5 is 720p. Skyrim's 400. What else is?
Cool.
Halo's real low. That's like 450 or like 480. They just get stretched out, and that's just not the case with a lot of the Wii U games, because that they're handling the hardware really well, and they're basically making games that will run on the system really well. Everything runs really smoothly.
I mean, especially with being 1080p and did you say like it's around 60 FPS for Windwaker?
It is 60 FPS. Oh fuck! I'm sorry. Give me a second. I'm trying to deal with this sun.
Okay.
But yeah, the game is 60 FPS, and Reggie said it's 60 FPS. So I would assume that it's 60 FPS if he said it was.
Yeah, I would assume that's pretty.
There's some twats on the internet who say it's 30, but they're not the president of Nintendo America. So I think
they don't have as much credibility.
I think they're wrong because they only played it on the E3 show floor and then said, it's 30 FPS.
Yeah. But no, that's one game I really want to go back and play. Now that they made it in HD, it's kind of, I don't know. I've just been kicking myself in the ass for not getting Wii U, but not that I still can't. But there's so many games out for it now that's kind of like if I get one, I'd have to spend a lot more money for games too.
Well, there's only a few games that are really worth it in my opinion at this point. I would say it's pretty much like Wonderful 101, Pikmin 3, if you're into that kind of a game.
Yeah.
If you're not, like, that's a pretty slow game and it's very much puzzle-like. If you're not into that, then don't get it.
Rayman, that new Rayman that comes out.
Oh, that's on everything. And Monster Hunter 3U, I think, is pretty much a must-buy because that game's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
God. Sonic Lost Worlds got delayed.
Yeah,
They announced that today.
Yeah. What a bummer. They did, but didn't they announce more information about it too, along with like the delay?
Yeah, they gave like an extended trailer and some other stuff. I'm not too disappointed that it got delayed because I got so many fucking games to play.
Yeah.
Because like Wonderful 101 is probably going to take me another 8 hours to beat. Windwaker I've never beaten before. I've never played it before. It's the only one I don't own because I didn't have a GameCube. Yeah, I didn't have a GameCube. So I didn't have Wind Waker. So this is like all new to me. I'm a couple hours in.
So I mean, have you ever like watched anything about it though?
Yeah, I know what it looks like. It's a Zelda game. I'm not like fucking mind blown.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like it's pretty much a whole new game to me, so fuck it.
Sweet.
But I'm not gonna review that game because it's an HD remake. What's the point in fucking reviewing a game that everyone already knows is good?
Yeah, true. It's not fresh content. It's just
hey guys, this game's really good. They changed 2 things that made it better.
Yeah. Look at all these jaggies though. F-Fizz.
Yeah, the jaggies are only on the shadows. Otherwise it looks good. The texture quality is great. The game's just really good looking. So fucking what else happened this week?
Well,
besides this morning.
Yeah.
we know what happened. I wanted to do that last. What else happened though?
It's fine. GTA 5. I don't know if we talked about that last week. I think it came out. Didn't it come out last week?
Yeah, it came out last week. Came out 2 weeks ago, actually. I think.
Oh, we didn't talk about that, did we?
I think what happened is we talked about it like the day before it came out.
Oh.
When all the review rage occurred over the
right,
Escapist review,
Yeah.
where people were like, "How dare you give this game a 7?"
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's just getting some good praise from everybody. I did hear today that there's a lot of speculation that there's going to be a PC version.
Yeah, and a PS4 version. So one of the things is on the back of the game on like the current consoles, it says 16-player multiplayer. Multiplayer launches tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know it wasn't. Yeah.
But on the disc, it like, there's an XML sheet that says it supports up to 32.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't bother building it in to do up to 32 if they know they can only do, because they're only allowed to do 16 on the current consoles, because the current consoles have strict bandwidth requirements. That's why you can't get full player, like full lobbies the same size as PC for Battlefield and Call of Duty.
Right.
Because they go past the bandwidth requirement, or like they break the bandwidth requirements. They have to stay low bandwidth. They're not allowed to use a lot. And so if they know that breaks it, then why would they build it in, you know? So
Right.
it doesn't. But also NVIDIA leaked a thing saying that GTA 5 was probably going to come out on PC.
Yeah, that like press announcement, and then they're like, "Oh, that didn't happen."
It wasn't a press announcement. It was
It was
an investors meeting or an investors report saying that when GTA 5 came out on PC, it would boost graphics card sales.
Oh, I thought they were like saying we're preparing for like the future of games, like driver updates and everything, and that was mentioned in all this. I've read something about that today, but yeah, I mean, I hope it does, because I want it. I want the game. I just want to play it, but at the same time, it's not like I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I think I would. You know, it's gonna be a lot like 4, where I play it for a while and then I'm kind of done with it. So
I've heard that it's better than 4. That they got a little sillier than 4 was, because 4 was way too serious. Pretty much
way too serious.
According to everyone that I talked to, they're like, yeah, that game was so serious I didn't bother to finish it.
Right.
But I've heard the game is very much just GTA 4 again, with like a slightly better, like, there's just more stuff to do.
Yeah.
I can't be arsed. Like, it doesn't matter. I have pretty much no interest in the game, only because fucking I didn't like GTA 4. I'm doubtful I'll like this, because it's a lot like GTA 4.
Yeah, I think the most I would do is kind of just like play with a friend, like at a friend's place. I don't know. Those games kind of never like satisfy me, I guess, in the way most other games do. They're just they feel empty at the end of like a playthrough.
Yeah, a lot of my friends who have bought it said like it's okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know where all these fucking 10 out of 10s came from, but according to everyone that I know who plays fucking video games,
yeah,
it's okay. So, you know, that's a thing. So this morning, one of the reasons why besides the fact that we couldn't do the podcast last night, but we wouldn't have done it last night anyways, even if we could.
Right.
Just so you guys know, just so your mind's blown, we're recording this on a Monday. For like the fucking 4th week in a row. We might as well just move this podcast to Mondays. But we won't. But Valve made a big announcement this morning. Hence why there was literally no point in doing a podcast last night anyways, because it would have been 12 hours before this and we could have just speculated what it was going to be about. But Valve announced SteamOS, which is a free Linux-based operating system that's graphics optimized for gaming.
What do you think about it?
I'm interested because they said that they're seeing performance boosts. The only issue that I have with it is probably that there's not a lot of games for it. But later this week, or in the next couple weeks, they said they're going to announce what AAA titles are coming out for it in 2014. So clearly they have AAA support.
Right.
Or else they wouldn't announce AAA games for it.
Yeah. What? It also sounds like that doesn't even matter because you can stream to it from your...
Yeah, but I only got one PC.
Yeah.
So I would be dual booting with Windows and SteamOS.
See,
which is still what I'm going to have to do to like record this podcast and edit it and all that other shit and to record gameplay footage and record from my Wii U and stuff. But if there's performance increase in games, I'll fucking...
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I will use it.
I believe that they were... I mean, they've like noted that in the past that when they like put games over on Linux, that they're getting performance increases compared to Windows. So definitely would be interested in it. But the reason
Yeah,
I'm
but I would
interested,
assume that the performance increases that they're getting would be on their SteamOS and not just like Ubuntu or something,
yeah,
because they've specifically optimized this, optimized the hard, like they've optimized the operating system for graphics.
Yeah.
So like, well, for gaming basically.
Yeah.
So
I'm interested because I'm really considering doing a home theater PC, and this doesn't seem as versatile yet. I mean, they haven't announced a lot about it. But
they announced that they're doing video streaming and
right.
music streaming, and I don't understand why there wouldn't be a media player. It's a Linux system.
Yeah. I mean, like,
you can probably install VLC on it. Like, it's supposed to be an open system, so.
Yeah, as long as that happens, then I'm all for it because it's a free operating system. So hell yeah. I mean, I know there's other free options out there too, but
pretty much every other version of Linux.
Yeah. So, but it's definitely catching my eye mostly for that reason, and kind of pushing me towards building that. So I think it's interesting. I don't really like that whole streaming aspect of it though, because I've never been NVIDIA.
Yeah, but it's their only way to get Windows games to work on it.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense, but and plus within your home network, I feel like it's not going to be as bad as what NVIDIA is trying, where you're actually streaming games over the internet. Or
no, the NVIDIA one's also streaming over your home network.
What's the one I'm thinking of then?
Gaikai?
I don't know.
Or
I thought
OnLive?
was over.
The two that you stream from their like servers.
Yeah.
The NVIDIA one, you stream games from your PC.
Using like the Tegra, not Tegra, but
on the NVIDIA Shield using their Tegra chip.
No, I was thinking of something else. I thought they had something else going on.
Sony has a has a streaming service called Gaikai that they bought.
Whatever. That's not. It was like specifically NVIDIA.
But no, over your home network, it shouldn't be an issue because the latency is going to be really goddamn low.
Yeah. So, hell yeah, I'm very interested in this. I'm more interested in what the next two announcements are going to be though, because.
Oh well, Wednesday's Steambox.
For sure.
Well, yeah, because you look at the icon.
I don't even know. Oh.
It's a square with a circle in it.
Well,
it's a rectangle with a circle on one side of it. It's the Steambox.
Where can I can't find this goddamn announcement page. It's really pissing me off.
Just look up Steam Linux Gaming.
Oh.
It's like the first link.
Oh. Nope, I'm still not getting it.
Well, then you're shit out of luck.
Google is failing me.
Really? I looked up Steam Linux OS, and it was like the first result.
Hold up. Whatever though. But
you know that it's hosted on Steam powered, right? Which is like their store.
I got it.
Okay. But yeah, the icon's clearly a console. So Wednesday's a console.
I don't know, man. What do you think? When's the third announcement supposed to be released?
Friday.
Oh. But it's 0+0, so what does that mean?
It's a controller. Or something about connecting people.
I hope you're completely wrong about all this. I hope it's Half-Life 3.
Fucking if Half-Life 3 is an exclusive to SteamOS, I'm gonna download that and play a lot of it. And I wouldn't put it past Valve to do it, because they did it with Half-Life 2. Where they made Half-Life 2 exclusive to Steam, so you had to have Steam.
Right, but that's... Yeah.
It was the first Steam game, and Steam was shit back then. It was terrible. It was awful.
But hey, look at what it's become.
But it was a decade ago.
Yeah.
So they're excused, unlike Origin. Who are like, let's compete with Steam. Fucking implement no features and be unstable as fuck and never have the multiplayer working for any of the goddamn games. Bastards.
Oh.
But I'm I'm probably gonna dick around with SteamOS and actually try using it because performance increases and I don't know why not. Why not use it? It's free.
Gives me an excuse to buy another hard drive too.
Plus, family sharing is a thing that they implemented, and it actually makes sense now.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense when they announced it because I'm like, you're activating devices. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But now they're like, yeah, we are releasing this OS for your computer so you can like put it with your TV in the family room. Then you can family share the library. Oh, okay. Now it totally fucking makes sense because everyone's using the same computer. Okay, then.
Yeah, no, I was like, because one of my friends was excited about it. I'm like, there's not really a point to it yet. Like, I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, if you have a person in your family that you're constantly playing games, like through the same library, then okay, yeah. But there's not really.
Well, if you're like sharing the same computer, but have different Steam accounts. Because only one person can be using it at the same time. At a time.
But it shares through like, oh shit.
It shares through devices, not through accounts.
Not through accounts. Fuck. Okay, that would be. I was like, it did not make any sense to me. Cause I'm like through an account. I'm like just logging in through each other's account. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of weird shit that people were doing where they're like, they're like trying to come up with ideas as like how to loophole it so everyone can play. They're like, every time you buy a game, you make a new Steam account and associate it with that game. So then you could be playing one game while your friend plays another game, but you guys share all your games. Like, this is fucking stupid. You could do this already. Like,
yeah, I really feel like it should be like what they're saying though is you should be able to play multiple games. Like, if I'm playing Counter-Strike on my account and I'm sharing this with like the Steam box in my living room, then someone should be able to play a game on there. But it sounds like you can't do that.
No, only one person can play a game at a time.
Like if they get rid of that because they didn't.
Yeah, but you can't lift that restriction because like no one would. It's not what consumers would love it.
Yeah.
But like publishers and developers would be like, "What the fuck, Steam? Why are you giving away our games for free?"
Yeah, okay. Now that you mentioned, like, when you put it like that, yeah, I can see that then. Because then there's no need for you to buy more than one copy. Like, I have basically one central account. Yeah, okay. But I mean, I guess if you did it in the way I was speaking, though, like, if you can only link it to, like, one like, a Steam box and your computer, that'd be cool, because then it makes a little sense that way. But at the same time, still, I can see developers kind of getting, like, all picky about that. So, but I mean, I guess with Valve, I get excited about anything that they announce because you never really know what it's gonna be. Because
they said that the SteamOS is gonna be coming soon, but that could be yesterday or all the way into 10 years in the future because they are actually time wizards who live between two timelines. So, soon could be any time.
Yep, that's the one downfall of them, but
always be wizarding.
Did you see that Dota got an update today? That may be kind of cool.
I saw the update. Haven't read about it.
The one thing that I noticed was you can play LAN games now, I believe.
Oh yeah, they added LAN. That's the one thing that I know they added. They added LAN, which is perfect for the tournament system because now they have LAN, so people can just fucking run tournaments.
Yeah. Such less of a headache. That was a bad sentence. Whatever. No
one else. They're like the only. That and Counter-Strike are like the only two competitive games with LAN.
Yeah, it's so smart that I don't get why that's not just.
I don't understand why it's not in StarCraft. You fucking don't know how much rage I have about it not being in StarCraft 2. Because, like, fucking DC'd, okay, restart the match. It's like, you motherfuckers!
Damn you developers ruining our LAN parties.
What they finally added into StarCraft 2 with Heart of the Swarm was something that was in Dota 2 when it was in beta. And Dota 2 has, like, this autosave function. So it would save every couple, like, minutes.
Okay.
Well, it would save pretty much every minute. Like, it would save state the game. And so if it crashed, you could restart the game from the last save.
That's pretty neat.
So like you wouldn't be like an hour and a half in and have like a disconnect and then have to restart the game.
Right.
You could just restart it from like a minute earlier. And so they added that into StarCraft 2. But they still don't have LAN. And League, they don't have anything.
Yeah, but
they don't even have fucking spectator properly. They have spectator now, but it's kind of shit, and they don't have replays, like at all. I don't understand. Like, I really don't understand how that game has any competitive scene at all. I don't understand.
Yeah, I stopped playing that game, and I have not played it in a while. I'm kind of just good with that.
Riot keeps talking about how they're trying to support esports and like make it a real esport, but the fucking game has nothing, like no support for esports at all. They're just like, replays? Who needs those?
Yeah.
Soundproof booths at our fucking international world tournament? Who needs those? By the way, they just had their world tournament like this week or last week or something, and they didn't have soundproof booths
for the commentators,
for the players.
Like kind of like the invitation, Dota.
Like in Dota, those booths are soundproof.
Yeah. Wow.
They didn't have soundproof booths, and there's a bunch of players who were like being interviewed about this because it came out, and they're like, yeah, we totally heard game-changing information from the commentators and like from people screaming and stuff. And so matches that we probably would have lost, we managed to turn around because we could hear them, like hear the commentators screaming information to us.
Right. That is ridiculous. I don't even...
This is the second year in a row. Here's the deal. They ran this tournament 2 years in a row. They fucked it up both times. Last year, they didn't have booths at all. And they had giant screens with the mini-map on them right behind the players. And they just told the players, don't turn around. And they turned around.
Well, duh. Wow.
So this is the second year in a row where the World Championships for League of Legends, which is ran by Riot, is probably the least important tournament of the year as far as like rankings go and actual like knowledge of the skill of the players, because the integrity of the results are all fucked up. So I don't like they just don't have any fucking concept of how to run a tournament, and it blows my mind that they're putting so much money into this, and yet they ruin their results fucking every tournament that they run. Every one. The only one that stays okay is the MLG one, are like the MLG ones, but MLG is not doing League anymore. They're doing Dota 2. And League has like a anti-competition clause where if you like run a League of Legends tournament, you're not allowed to run any other MOBAs alongside of it. So you can't run like Dota 2 or like Han or anything like that. And MLG is doing Dota 2 all winter. So
they like had to kick it LOL out of the group then.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean that's a smart move on MLG's part though, but
so yeah. I mean, LoL was the biggest viewership coming into MLG, but MLG was probably the biggest viewership for LoL. So
yeah, those viewers, but
especially when you look at like what it is that does really well on stream and for like Dota versus what does really well on stream for LoL. Dota 2 consistently has less viewers on Twitch than League does, except for tournament weekends. Because like Dota 2 players pretty much just watch tournaments. But when a LoL tournament is on, the like top 10 most viewed League of Legends streams are just random dudes playing League.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I know a lot of my friends are into watching League of Legends streams, and
they don't watch tournaments. They just watch random dude playing in ladder.
Because who was it? A guy at work actually. I think he watches streams. I don't know if he watches the tournaments, but And that's funny because I watched the Dota. I watch a couple people stream Dota, like just for background noise mostly. But like I
watch people stream Dota when I'm really bored, like I'm in a lecture or something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, like, I don't need to listen to it to know what's going on because I know enough about the game that I can just watch it. And I just try to find someone who I know is good, who's like playing a character that I'm interested in, so I can just like see what they do, try to figure out their builds and stuff. But it has very little to do with actually liking the person who's streaming.
Which is funny because it's all about that for League. It's
all about, like, it's a huge cult of personality.
Personality, and it's really weird because I don't know. Because most of them are annoying to me, but that's just like the general population I've seen of streamers. At least my friends have showed me. But I don't know. I guess going from like Counter-Strike streams to that, it's a little different because Counter-Strike streams are usually more serious. So
yeah, because who the fuck plays Counter-Strike casually?
Yeah. Who the fuck
that's one of the... Okay, I played Counter-Strike this weekend because my friend was over and he's like, I want to play Counter-Strike. I was like, okay, let's just like take turns, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we were just like waiting for our friend to show up before we were leaving my place. And he's like giving me shit about my KDR because I haven't played that game in like 9 months. Yeah. And I'm still doing better than him. And he's like, why are you spraying the M4 like that? I was like, because I fucking played Source for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And I haven't played this game long enough to fucking fix a lot of my terrible habits. And it's goddamn Office, so that guy should be dead. Like, that's just how Counter-Strike works. Counter-Strike on Office isn't Counter-Strike. Because if I'm playing, like, on a different map, I'm like, line up my shots, burst fire. Office, I'm like, pull down to the left and just hold down the fucking trigger and kill guys.
P90, just...
Nah, not the P90. I was using the M4, but the recoil is not the same. I was like, listen, man, on the third bullet, that guy should have taken the bullet right to the head and died. Okay, this is Office. This is Office.
Yeah, that's funny they mentioned that because like going back between the two is kind of funny to play, just the different level, like the levels on Source compared to going like, yep, this is completely different.
Yeah, just the way the guns handle, like completely different. They handle so much better in Go, like a lot more skillfully. But
yeah, definitely.
Fucking, if I'm on Office, I ain't playing skillfully. No. I'm playing like a retard.
Yep.
Because that's the only casual map.
Yeah, that is a pretty fun map. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy Counter-Strike streams though, just because that's the, I guess probably because I play it more of in a competitive fashion. But like learning like certain spots and certain moves is kind of like, oh, cool, I can use that. But I don't get that out of Dota really. That's because I don't play it, but like especially out of League, there's just I don't know, just the streamers. I can't stand them.
Yeah, Jesus, I want to play more Counter-Strike, but who's got that? I've got so many games.
Guys, who's got the time for Counter-Strike?
That's pretty much what it's like. It's like.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike will be the same, and it will still be there, like, 4 years from now.
Yeah.
In 4 years, when I hate video games again, I can go back to Counter-Strike and be like, I like this one.
Yeah.
And it'll be the only game I play. But...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's going to be Counter-Strike no matter what day and age it is. But,
I mean, if they release a new Counter-Strike I don't like... I'll just install 1.6 again.
Yep.
There will still be tens of thousands of players.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going anywhere.
No way.
So I feel okay about not playing it, even though I really, really like that game.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, new games, I feel like, especially when I want to do a review for them, like Wonderful 101, which... I want to beat that game this week so I can review it over the week, like write up my review and record it and edit it on the weekend. That shit's going to take, like, I need to put 15 hours into that. Like, that's going to take 15 hours this week probably to beat the game, write the review, edit it, and everything else. Because I probably have another 7 hours of that game to play. So.
Get to it, man.
Like, so I feel like I have somewhat of an obligation to actually play that game when I have spare time. Even though I was playing Windwaker before the podcast for an hour when I should have played Wonderful 101.
Yeah.
But fuck it.
What? Cool.
Man, what else is coming out in the near future?
Nothing good.
Lost Worlds. That's in a month. Sonic Lost Worlds, man. That game's gonna be sick.
Maybe.
That game looks good. I hope they release a demo.
I don't know. I'll never play it. I can guarantee that. But I hope it's good.
I'm hoping it's good. I like Sonic games, so I'm really hoping it's good.
Gotta revive the franchise.
Man, they already revived the franchise. Sonic Colors was good. Sonic Generations was good. The 2 mobile games were shit, so what?
Yeah.
And then the spin-off Kart Racer was really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
But this looks good. I think everyone who I know who's played some of it said it was really solid, so I'm looking forward to playing it. Plus, Sonic, even though the game's super fast, is like a really relaxing game to me. So, I really enjoy playing it. I don't get stressed out over Sonic.
Yeah, except if you're in the water level and he's about to drown and you hear that terrible countdown music and you're like, shit, I'm gonna die. I don't know what to do. And then you find out.
Yeah, water levels are really the only time when Sonic gets stressful. The rest of the time is like, go fast.
Yeah, go fast. Just skip half the level while you're up in the air. That's what that is.
That's one of the best parts about Sonic, is that there's like multiple ways to finish the level.
True.
I played a Sonic Generations mod a few weeks ago, or not a few weeks ago, like a couple months ago at this point. You know, few weeks, few months. What's the difference?
Yeah, it all blends.
I don't know. 23 days. That's about the difference per week to month.
Yeah.
But it's like Sonic Generations Unleashed, which is just all the like daytime levels of Sonic Unleashed but put into Sonic Generations with the like Sonic Generation mechanics.
Yeah.
Holy tits, was it really, really hard. That shit stressed me out because it was really hard. But good mod. Well done. I would recommend it. I dropped my phone.
Oh man.
On my plastic sheet.
Oh, we're good.
That my chair is on. But no, that mod was really good. That is worth playing. That is a thing. And it's free, and it was relatively easy to install. But you have to delete it to play the regular Sonic Generations levels.
Oh, that's weird. Bummer.
Actually, I don't think you have to delete it, but you have to change the EXE. It's like a modified EXE to run the mod.
Oh.
So, you have to like change them. But really, really good nonetheless. So, oh, did you play Soulforge by any chance, or no? You should have played it when you were gone on the weekend.
Didn't even think about it. That's funny because I was in the hotel kind of thinking of like, what could I play right now? And I have nothing. Probably could have played that.
Yeah, because that shit will run on a potato. I mean, it's been proven to run on a potato. It runs on the iPad, so.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. I'll have to get to it sometime.
It's good. It's a lot more like Magic than Card Hunter, so.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to get to it, and then we'll, I don't know, play it. We'll do stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you want to wrap this thing up now that we've been going for almost an hour?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Solid hour.
We'll wrap this up, and I'll really hope that Premiere will work this week so that I don't have to edit it in the YouTube editor or use Sony Vegas, because both of those are awful, awful choices. They're about as equally awful as each other. So, let's cross our fingers and hope that Premiere will work this week. The Premiere gods will bless the podcast, and the podcast shall not desync, and everything will be glorious. So, thank you guys for watching and or listening to this here 31st episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast on thine September 23rd. It's my September 23rd. It's not yours. It's mine. And he's been Tyler.
That's me.
That dude right there.
Ooh.
I'm just pointing right out at the screen now. I don't point. It's that way. I don't do this anymore.
You don't do like the directions? It's just...
The directions are too hard. I fuck it up all the time. So, he's been Tyler. I've been Ryan. And the sun has stopped making that weird line down the middle of my face. So, I don't know how long that went on for. But I tried to fix it and couldn't. So, the video will look kind of weird.
Oh, man.
But...
deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it.
Get what you get.
This is a podcast. Why are you listening to why are you listening to video? You can't listen to video. Video is light. You know, because it's like a vision thing.
I got it.
Okay, good. You get what I mean. This has been the 31st episode of the Dapper Gaming Podcast for September 23rd. I've been your host, Ryan. He's been Tyler. And thank you and good night.